Have you ever looked at your portfolio and wondered why some stocks feel like a roller coaster while others pay you reliably, almost like clockwork? Are you secretly worried you're missing out on growth because you're chasing safety or risking too much for income you might never see? What if the real problem isn't the market? It's not fully understanding the two main types of stock you already own. Good news. Today, we're clearing that up, step by step. By the end, you'll know exactly when to choose common stock, when preferred makes more sense, and how to balance both for calmer, smarter investing. Let's dive in together. Common stock versus preferred stock. Key differences every investor should master. As Warren Buffett reminds us, the stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. That patience starts with clarity, and that's exactly what we're building right now. If you're enjoying this kind of straightforward investing guidance, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We drop clear, no-hype breakdowns like this every week. Here's our journey today. First, what each type of stock really means. Then, the 5 core differences that actually move the needle. Real-world examples backed by evidence. Practical ways to use this in your own portfolio. And finally, your next confidence step. Ready? Let's go. Why does this matter to you? Because every strong portfolio begins with truly understanding ownership. Common and preferred stock both give you a piece of a company, but they play very different roles. Get this right, and you'll enjoy better returns with less stress. Ready to see the difference clearly? Let's start with common stock, true ownership. You get voting rights at shareholder meetings. Dividends, if the company pays them, are variable, unlimited growth potential. But in liquidation, you're last in line. This is the engine of long-term wealth creation. Most of the legendary returns you hear about, think decades-long compounding, come from great common stocks held patiently. Now, flip to preferred stock, priority and stability. Fixed dividends, usually. Typically no voting rights. Higher claim on assets if things go wrong. Limited upside. It acts more like a hybrid between a stock and a bond. Steady income with downside protection. Quick question, which one feels more like your current style? Growth chaser or income protector? Hold that thought. Difference 1. Voting rights. Common gives you 1 vote per share. You actually influence company direction. Preferred usually gives you none. You trade voice for security. Benjamin Graham in The Intelligent Investor stressed that voting power matters most when management and owners aren't aligned. That's why common stock is the choice for those who want real ownership. Difference 2. Dividends. Preferred gets a fixed rate, paid first and often cumulative, meaning missed payments must eventually be made up. Common dividends are variable and paid last. They can be cut or eliminated entirely. In the 2008 crisis, many banks kept paying preferred dividends while slashing common ones. That single priority provided real protection when it counted. Ask yourself, have you ever been burned by a dividend cut? Preferred can reduce that pain. Difference 3. Liquidation priority. Preferred stands ahead of common, though behind bonds when assets are distributed. Common is last in line, higher risk, but that's exactly why it deserves higher expected reward. This is the classic risk-return truth of investing. Difference 4. Growth potential. Common has unlimited upside. Think early investors in Apple or Amazon. Preferred has limited appreciation. It moves more with interest rates than company growth. Burton Malkiel's research in A Random Walk Down Wall Street shows that over decades, common stocks have outperformed every other asset class. That's the power of patient growth. Difference 5. Special features. Some preferred is convertible. You can swap it for common shares at a set ratio. Some is callable. The company can redeem it early, usually when rates drop. Common has none of these embedded options. These features add flexibility, but also complexity. Know the terms before you buy. Now, actionable takeaways. If growth is your main goal, lean common. If income and safety matter more, add preferred. Most balanced portfolios run 70 to 90% common for growth, the rest in preferred or fixed income for stability. Start simple. Use ETFs to get exposure without picking individual names. And this week, review your own holdings for balance. Small clarity creates big confidence. Your next step. What's your primary investing goal right now? Growth through common, stability through preferred, or mastering both? As Ryan Holiday writes in The Obstacle is the Way, the right knowledge turns obstacles into advantages. Take a moment. Which side have you been ignoring? And what's one small tweak you could make this week? We've reached the end. Master the difference. Master your portfolio. Common equals ownership plus growth. Preferred equals priority income. Both belong in a thoughtful strategy. You now have the clarity. Take one action today, whether that's checking your allocation or researching an ETF. Thank you for joining me on this quick, clear tour of common versus preferred stock. If this helped cut through the confusion, please subscribe. It really helps the channel grow, and you'll get more practical investing breakdowns just like this. See you in the next one. Invest wisely.